Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in NBA 2K23 going for the What's for Dinner achievement. This is to complete a full practice at the team facility. This one's going to be done in My Career. First thing you need to do is you need to make sure you get access to the team facility. The best way to do this is to make sure you hit start, go over to play next game, and make sure you click on that. You are actually going to have to advance the season in order to get access to the team facility, so make sure you do keep that in mind. You can skip the cutscenes by holding the A button, but once you actually get into the game, you are going to have to see things through to the end. You can sim the parts where your character is going to be on the bench, so make sure you hold the A button to sim until you are actually in the game. Once you are in the game, if you want to get through these as quickly as possible without actually having to play, I'm going to recommend you just foul out as quickly as possible. So whenever you are on defense, just hit the back button, and then you should pretty much commit an intentional foul. And then as soon as you commit 6 of them, you should foul out of the game, which is going to automatically bring the game to the end. And more likely than not, your team is going to lose. But we're just trying to get to the team facility as quickly as possible. So whenever you are on defense, just make sure you foul out whoever has the ball. And when you are on offense with the ball, just make sure you throw it away. And then that's basically going to be the fastest way to get through the game as quickly as possible without having to sim it to the end, because simming to the end is going to void the necessary steps in order to get access to the team facility. So just make sure you get through these games as fast as you can. And then as soon as you foul out, the game should automatically skip to the end with a loss most likely. And then once you are there, we are going to be free to move on. So make sure you get your results, and then make sure you get to the next screen, which is going to kick you back to the My Career menu. And then once you are here, we're going to try to advance the season. So make sure you hit start, right bumper over to play next game. You should have this option right here to do a team practice. Make sure you pick that. So hit A to go to team practice. That should automatically warp you over to the team practice facility, so you don't have to walk there manually in the My Neighborhood. Now, as soon as you are here, the game is most likely going to give you this message that says team practice has ended for today. The next scheduled practice is after your next played game. And this is going to be a very annoying glitch that's going to persist until you get enough games into the season. And that number is going to be anywhere from 5 to 10 games. So if you do come across the glitch, the only way to move on is to just advance the season. So just hit the start button, go to play next game, and make sure you just play the game. We're going to do the exact same strategy as we do in order to get through this as quickly as possible. Make sure you skip all the cutscenes, make sure you skip all the parts where you are on the bench, and then once you are on the court, just make sure you foul out as quickly as possible when you are on defense, and whenever you have the ball, just make sure you throw it away. So just make sure you keep that up for the rest of the game and any other games that we're going to be forced to play until the glitch corrects itself. And as soon as the glitch corrects itself, we should be good in order to pursue the achievement. So in other words, all you have to do is just make sure you try to play as many games as you can, and then always make sure you go to play next game, and then make sure you head to team practice whenever it's available to you. Make sure you check for a day where that text box doesn't appear, and then as soon as you do, which may take anywhere from a handful to a dozen games, personally for me it took 7 games for it to disappear. Once it does disappear, instead of that text box, you should be given this instead. You're going to be given the option to hit the B button in order to select a skill to work on. That's going to bring up this list with 4 different skill sets, and in order to get this achievement, what you have to do is you have to make sure you complete a drill from each one of these categories. So there's going to be 4, and all you have to do is just make sure you run down the list. As soon as you pick a set, it's going to give you a list of sub-drills to go through. Just make sure you pick whatever one seems the most playable to you. They may or may not be easy depending on how well into the game you are, but just get through them. For the most part, it's pretty much just running out timers if you just want to check them off the list. So just make sure you run through all 4, and you should be good for the achievement once you have a drill completed in each of the 4 sections. Now, you may or may not be interrupted by the coach every now and again to do a team drill. Just make sure you get through those as best as you can. Again, it's more or less just running down a timer if you don't care for the game. So just make sure you skip through those and then just get back to the list and then just keep running down it until you have something completed in each 4 of the sections. So that's going to be 1 drill from finishing, 1 drill from shooting, 1 drill from playmaking, and then 1 drill from defense/rebounding. And as soon as you have the drills completed in each one of those, putting up a stat boost for each one of those skills, you should be good for the day. You can only do 4 per day though, so make sure you spread them around to all 4 of the sections, not only to get your achievement, but also to get the most out of your day. But of course, if we are doing this just to get the achievement, we aren't going to be super involved in the game anyways. So here we are, just wrapping things up with one last drill and one last section to do. So we're just going to pick whatever is going to be the easiest one, and we're just going to get through it as quickly as possible. So hopefully you get through this as painless as possible. Here we are wrapping up our last drill of our last category, and then as soon as we put up those last points, we should be good for the achievement. There it is finally, 15 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.